Hello and welcome once again to the Snooker 19 Community World Championship 2021. Today we've got a match against Halborn13, one of the favourites for the competition, against BigMac0981. John Higgins versus Liang Wenbo. And today I'm joined by my fellow podcaster and Snooker 19 content creator, Toby Jones or TIJ Gaming. How are you doing and what are your thoughts on this matchup?
TIJ Gaming, also known as TIJ Music these days. Hello there, folks. I am really excited for this one. I think it's well conceived now that Halborn is probably the favourite for this tournament, although there are some players that are coming out the woodwork that maybe you wouldn't expect. Big opponent though here, and no pun intended, against Big Mac, as you say, representing Liang Wenbo. I, for one, am really excited for this match. I think we could see a shock. I mean, I commentated on the match in the last 16 between Halborn and Presh with Chinny, and Presh played pretty well against Halborn. He didn't do a lot wrong, so Halborn is the favourite, but it's got a funny way of going these matches. But I guess Halborn's the favourite, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. You know, both players have had a century break in the tournament so far. Halborn with a 1-2-7 and a 1-17. Big Mac got a 1-2-5 in his opening encounter. And, we're at the quarterfinal stage now, so anyone can beat anyone. In my opinion, I agree with you. Halborn is definitely one of the favourites. Him and Sam Millers seem to be the players in form at the moment, so it will be very, very interesting to see who comes out on top. And Halborn's got a really tough opponent in Big Mac today, so but that's just classic Halborn right there, knocking a red in and busting the reds open.
It is. I mean, I know you can't see us, but I'm just shaking my head here because I don't know how he does it every time. I mean, I'm talking about me playing on Pro Plus. I take on some pretty stupid shots, and it works sometimes. And you might say that in that occasion, well, Halborn does it, so it's not a stupid shot. But that, to me, is just snooker suicide. But it's worked for him. He's got the pot. Although here, he hasn't been so lucky, has he? He's not really on anything.
He's not on a colour particularly. He's going to have to come off a couple of cushions maybe. And
this is what makes it so hard, isn't it? When you're not on something, I always find whether you're splitting the reds from the black, however you split the reds, it's this shot here that can be so crucial to the frame, because if you can get past this barrier, then you start to get some sort of control on the cue ball. But to be true, unless he plays some sort of out-of-this-world shot, it has to be a safety here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking and thinking the safety is almost impossible here with how the reds are shaped. I think I'd be looking at the double on the black. I don't know if the pink's slightly in the way, but
I guess you could say the safety is impossible, but at the same time, if he can get this back up to bulk, he puts a hell of a lot of pressure on Big Mac, because he has
got to cover this red
then.
on the right-hand corner pocket is the problem he's got. And to do that, he's going to have to get the cue ball pretty much near the green pocket. I can understand why he's taking so much time. It looks like he's playing the double now. I don't think that's anywhere near the angle that he needs, but
well, he'll be taking some time over this, or maybe he's going into this. Let's see.
Yeah, I think potentially he was trying to get the cue ball in the jaws of the pocket and not even playing the double at all there. It just didn't seem to be lined up, and I think Halborn's better than that. I mean, he might have got away with this.
I mean, it's funny, isn't it? You don't know whether he was intending that. I would go along with that, actually, because the black was so far off, and that's pretty uncharacteristic for him to play a shot like that. I think he's actually played a good shot here. As I was talking about earlier, the safety, yes, it was tough, but there's so much pressure on Big Mac now to go and take on a pot. There's at least 4 or 5 reds that are open here, and these centre pockets, as we've seen, if he is to take one of those on, they're not easy to get to, and there's a bit of pressure now on this first shot for Big Mac. But also remember that Presh won the opening frame in the last 16 encounter and played bloody well to win it. But then Halborn came back and won that match. So a jittery start from Halborn. Any Halborn fans that are out there, I wouldn't worry, because at the end of the day, he knows what he's doing, and that's ultimately those shots work 9 times out of 10. And as I said, the pressure all on Big Mac there. And
yeah, I mean, Halborn did slightly get away with it, not leaving anything on, and Big Mac taking on the huge shot of swerving round the red, and well, a complete misjudgment there. And well, Halborn's got a chance on a plate here, but interesting early shots here from both players.
Absolutely it is, but I wouldn't say this is a chance on a plate purely because the black ball is now at bulk. That adds an extra layer of complexity to this break now. So let's see what he does. He's got to play for, I guess he's got to play pink or blue here, hasn't he, into the
yeah,
bulk pocket.
I think the pink will go onto the black spot, so I would be playing the pink here, but he's going for the blue. I don't blame him, but you know, he's got 5-6 reds in the open, and you know, he should be easily getting 30-40 points here for me.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think reference the pink. I think you've just got to take a few shots here. Don't do anything too silly and go too ambitious. I think, like you say, if you can get 30-40 points on the board, then maybe you can start to showboat a little bit here. But is he going to try and get the black on its spot? Because if he is, this is a big positional shot if he can make this.
Well, I think it's fairly straightforward, really. You know,
you would say it is, but it's all about the angles here, making sure that you get it in exactly the right position. I know there's a few reds open.
Yeah, for me, it was almost impossible not to get onto a red there. You know, he's got a red to the right corner, which he's looking at now. He's got the other red on the cushion to the left corner. Okay, getting on the black isn't straightforward, but
they're all missable though.
Yeah, I would expect a player of Halborn's.
You would definitely. You would. But now the black is back on its spot. If he makes a mistake, then the break all of a sudden becomes a lot more tempting for Big Mac to take a big shot. Yeah. I mean, that was a good shot. He, playing for, got to have really played for the blue there. But no, this is going to be interesting because the cue ball not quite on a string. It's not quite worked out as Halborn would maybe expect. With some of those shots as he played the first red, it all opens up, and then he almost plays, I guess, a John Higgins sort of clearance. But
20.
I think he's well in here. This is a big shot now. If he can hold for the black, then he's back to where he should have been 4 or 5 shots ago. And he might make a decent break here, but let's see. So he's potted the red. Yeah, he's on the black. This is where the frame should really start to kick into touch.
Yeah, 21. Back in inch perfect position, and it's a big sign of who the top players are. They're always thinking about getting the black back on its spot, and within 4 shots, Halborn had that, and now it's going through the motions. Really, he'd like to go into the cluster, open them up a little bit, but knowing Halborn, he may well try and pick them off one by one until he gets the ultimate angle that he wants.
29.
But this is good stuff. Has it not made you want to pick up your cue and have a go on Master Plus difficulty, Toby?
I mean, I could have a go, but whether I could do anything is debatable. So we'll leave that little discussion there. I mean, I'm not bad on Pro Plus, but I think position's the biggest part of this that maybe some people don't appreciate. Obviously, there's no positional line on this difficulty, so you've just got to have a lot of confidence in the way you play. And I think equally, you've got to practice a lot. You've got to be very committed to play on Master Plus because you've got to know at different paces. As unfortunately, I don't like to bring it up, but unfortunately, as you found out. With that fateful bulk colour, it was the yellow to green transition, wasn't it? That you've just got to be bang on your positional because without that, you're not going to be able to make those big breaks.
Yeah.
So he might make it look easy, does Halborn here, but there's a lot of practice, and there's a lot of knowing the table pretty much inch perfectly because 1 or 2% can make the difference by missing the sweet spot, but also can make the difference of being in or out of position.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I was doing a commentary with Chinny, and in one of the quarter-final matches, and we were talking about the vast improvement in the players over last year, and it's just come from a year of playing on this difficulty and learning the table. And a year ago maybe you wouldn't have dreamed of playing on Pro Plus, but it all comes with practice and routine, and
44.
Just like real life snooker really. But he's ran a little bit out of position here, so he's left himself not a more difficult pot in the green, but a little bit more of a difficult positional shot.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, someone of Halborn's level, as you alluded to earlier, he can pot most things, but like everything, you've still got to get position, and where he was there to get back to where he is now. That ain't half bad.
I think he can pot every single red from where he is right now, so that's a very impressive shot. The green goes on the yellow spot, which is curious, and I always enjoy it when the balls appear on different spots, and if he potted the yellow here, it would go on the pink spot. But the frame's not safe, and his eyes will be on another century here. But if this was a career mode video, maybe I'd be trying to deliberately mess up the table here.
Wow. When you've done everything and you've won the World Championship that many times, then you've got to get a bit inventive, haven't you, to keep the viewers on side, I suppose. But he's making fairly light work of this from, what was... I know he'd opened them up, but you could say, really, it was only a half chance. I don't think you would have necessarily expected him to make this much. And
well, yeah, I mean, you said with a black in the bulk end, he'll do well to score heavily here, but that's the key. He got the black back on its spot within 4 shots, and that's what brought him back here. This is an easy black. I don't really know why I was looking at the pink. It's a fairly straightforward positional shot, but this black to put him 68 points in front with 67 on the table. So it looks like within the first 12 minutes he's gonna have secured this first frame.
Interesting. And do you think Big Mac
63
plays this any differently now, being one back? I think with the match that Presh played, he played well. He got his confidence early on, and let's be fair, it didn't take too much. And again, Big Mac didn't do too much wrong for Halborn to get a chance here. Does he change the way he plays at all?
No, he hasn't really had a chance yet. If he'd missed a couple in this first frame, then potentially, but he played a very difficult swerve that could have went wrong for anyone. So I don't think he'll be too worried. He knows what Halborn's about. He knows that this was probably coming at some point. But Big Mac can do it himself. He showed that in his first round match against Chris Magoo, beat him 2-1, and got 125 break in that. And then in the last 16, he beat Virtuoso Reloaded, who is a really solid player himself, and he beat him 3-0. So some good results for Big Mac so far. So he won't be scared of Halborn, and I don't think he'll change his game plan. But I must admit, I've not really seen a lot of Big Mac over the years.
One of these Chinese players, isn't it? In typical BBC fashion, I haven't seen much of this this young Chinese player. But Halborn's looking good for a century here. He is, and this is more so what I mean. Not necessarily that Halborn's just won the first frame. What I alluded to, I think the big shot was getting that black back on his spot, and I was amazed he did that. That he played it so well, and it could have gone wrong. It hasn't in hindsight, but it could have gone wrong. And again, it's just making a big break from what was only a small chance. I guess, however Big Mac plays, if Halborn's going to be this clinical, there isn't that much you can do to stop him, which was exactly what happened in the match that he contested against Presh earlier on in the tournament.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. And as you say, he's looking good for a century now, and hopefully we see him make it. But what's your opinion on Halborn's chances going through the tournament?
Well, I alluded to it earlier, didn't I? That I think he is the favourite, and looking at the runners and riders, I don't think there's anybody that can stop him. I know that you've mentioned Sam Miller quite a lot, and I haven't seen a lot of him again. Sounding like typical BBC punditry here, but I haven't seen a lot of him. But from what I've seen of Halborn, there aren't many people that could stop him. So again, this is where this comes intriguing. I know a lot of people will think here, oh well, it's going to be Halborn 3-0. It might well be, but Big Mac won't go down without a fight, as you've seen. There's been some good results for him. But yeah, well, we'll just have to see how this one goes. Halborn started off very well, and it looks like he's going to complete the century. I don't see too much in his way here. Just got to keep it nice and composed.
How many centuries you had on Pro Plus now?
I don't keep count. I don't keep count of things like that. I mean, it's got to be a fairly modest number, I would say. But yeah, let's move on. Let's not talk about me. We're not here to talk about me. I mean, you're only saying this because we mentioned your horrible yellow to green transition. I mean, it's not as memorable as Tommy Triangle's black, is it? But it's got to be up there. It's got to be up there. But, in terms of the good parts of this tournament, this again is going to be one of the highlights. Another century from Halborn if he makes this green, which you would expect him to. And yeah, off to a good start. So we'll see what happens in the second one. But Big Mac won't be surprised at all, really, by this. It's just how much. Again, it's just my disbelief that he keeps making these long reds. It's just amazing. It really is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he opened up this frame with a red into the corner, didn't he? So
he's missed that, but John Higgins keeps smiling.
Well, John Higgins is always smiling.
Yeah, John Higgins never fails to have a bit of a smile, but with that break, he's won the first frame, and Big Mac will be scratching his head thinking, well, I didn't do too much wrong there. I know he potted the cue ball, but even from there, it wasn't a dead cert that he'd do it. So Halborn to break off this time. Have we seen any of the Mark Williams break-offs in this tournament?
Well, we haven't. I was saying this to Chinny. I hope we see one before the end, but Halborn's got a very, very standard break-off, as we're about to see here. The cue ball ended up behind the green. He's got that absolutely nailed, and
if it works, it works. At the end of the day.
Yeah. He always plays that, and very rarely makes a mistake on it. But as you can see, that red's come out a little bit from the pack, so that puts a little bit of pressure on particularly Big Mac's safety now, because we've seen in the first frame that Halborn isn't afraid to have a go at that red and bring the other reds into play. But that's a good two cushion escape from Big Mac, and yeah, looking like we could be in for a little bit of a safety battle here.
Well, I was just about to say, and I'm glad I didn't say because I'd have been instantly proven wrong, that what's quite nice of the way Halborn plays, that you don't get a particular lot of tippy-tappy snooker, because whether it's right or wrong, he opens up the reds pretty early on. But I don't think that's going to happen here unless there's a shot that brings it back to bulk.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see Halborn playing a roll-up, but he's just played the fairly simple flick off the red to the cushion. Now, he didn't come round and have a look whether this red went to the right middle, and it'll be interesting to see if it does, because I think Big Mac would take it on. It certainly looks tight.
Well, I would err on the side of caution. I don't think it... Well, it certainly doesn't now, but... I would err on the side of caution. But that's not a bad shot, that isn't, because... Safeties are very awkward to play from here unless he can see some sort of a plan. But is he going to go straight against what you're saying already? Is he going to roll up to these reds?
Possibly. I mean, there's not really another shot here, so...
No, there's not. And that's what's so difficult from there. You're almost forced to go thick into the reds, aren't you? If you're going to try and get back up to bulk from there, you're forced into that. Unless there's an angle to play thin, and with the pink being right in the bunch, there isn't that. So... We're being proven wrong here. We thought that Halborn would open things up, but this a lot more reserved, which is understandable. You're not going to open things up for the sake of it.
No, I don't blame him with that. There's no, as you say, there's no point in him. He's fouled here.
I just thought that. I thought that's a strange old shot.
John Higgins, 6.
I thought, is he touching ball?
I mean,
What's going on
can,
here?
yeah, I can only assume he thought it was touching ball.
But this is a horrible angle to play safe from as well,
It
isn't it?
is. It all depends if he can see that red on the left-hand side of the cluster, and obviously not, because he's just playing the little thin one behind the black. Well, this is a nice easy safety for Halborn.
It is, but I don't think Big Mac could have played anything different there. He could have gone thick, but then, he's still fairly early on in the frame. I know I got a bit of stick for saying that playing these sort of shots was too negative. But I think as we go further in the tournament and with more frames on the line, best of 5, I can understand it more. There's no point Big Mac playing a risky shot that maybe opens up the red, because if Halborn is clinical, goes 2-0 up here, then it's a long way back for Big Mac, and you can see how clinical Halborn is. But this is turning into an interesting safety battle that, to be truthful, I don't think will end anytime soon.
No, but this could be a telling safety shot if it gets behind the yellow. Not quite, but yeah, as you say, it could go on for a little while. This, but they've got to keep hitting the power bar, and that's what we've talked about all the time with this difficulty. Is as soon as you miss it, you end up looking like a fool. Oof.
Wasn't as planned that, but it hasn't worked out too badly.
Yeah, it was nearly a where's the cue ball going moment, but it had 2 goes at it, hit both knuckles, but didn't go in. Now, what would your plan of attack be here?
I don't think there's any sort of attack on, is there really? I think you've just got to go through the motions until maybe you see something that, I can play a bit of a deceptive shot here. It's that whole idea of make your opponent play the hard shots. Make your opponent play something that's daring. And I know that sounds incredibly negative. No, there's no plant on here. Get away. Is there? No.
No, I don't think so. I think he's
the famous 8-ball plant. I can't see it.
Wishful thinking.
Yes,
but,
he's well within his rights to have a look. I'm not discrediting him for that, but just a thin safety here, and I think that's what both players are doing. Where is this cue ball? It's okay, but even if that does go in, I know it gives away a few points, but it doesn't really matter at all, does it? If the cue ball goes on in off here, really. But again, this will be challenging. It's got to make sure he hits this. Just about does. This is pacey.
Yeah, it won't make any difference particularly.
No, it won't.
Nearly got behind the yellow. It was a good line, just too hard.
Just too hard. Was that John that used to say that, Mr. Virgo?
It was, yeah. In the awful additional commentary that was in 2007 to 11. So.
Look at us reminiscing about past snooker games.
Well, there'll be a lot more of those on my channel coming up this week.
Typical. Bit of self-promotion in there. It only took you, 20 odd minutes to stick that one in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to self-promote, we'll be alright.
Go on, promote yourself while we got this safety battle going on.
No, we'll pass.
Oh, that was nearly behind the brown that after the little flick off the green.
We just have to sit and wait here, unfortunately. Neither player's going to want to open anything up. So let's just see what happens. I'm tempted to go and put the kettle on here and maybe something would have happened, so that might be...
you sound like Virgo on those old games now. I think I might order a curry in. Looks like we're going to be here for a long time.
It is one of those situations that you wonder how the commentators in real life do it, don't you? I mean, we're sitting here for a best of 5 and whinging at the fact that we've got 10 odd minutes.
Yeah.
So another safety to come. Just nice and thin. Getting a little bit pacey. But no problem. There's not really much more we can say here, unfortunately, is there? As I'm just saying it, you don't know how the commentators do in real life, but you have to say with the way these two are playing, I put the cobblers on it, I think, really, by saying that this could go on for a while. But
yeah, I just think both players are well aware that if they stick a red up, it could be their last shot. That cue ball went very. Is it going to end up behind the blue?
Oh,
wow!
He's just got an angle. Just got an angle past the pink to play that thin safety.
I tell you what, Toby. There's a bit of a shot on here to get behind the yellow if he fancies it. Swing it round off 3 cushions. Let's watch it. Here we go. Oh, it's just thrown a little bit wide. I think he needed to hit it just a little bit thicker, and it would have come round. And but no, he's just played the sort of simple.
There was some light at the end of the safety tunnel there, wasn't there? And we didn't quite get it. Someone's got to make something happen. Come on.
I mean, I can't believe how tightly packed these reds are.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is really, and someone's just got to muck things up. I mean, I don't think he's hit the reds there, has he? But it's not going to make any difference.
He did hit them.
He did. It just seems thin.
He shaved the pin off it.
Goodness me, as thin as possible. So what's he looking at here?
He's just coming round to have a look, and there's sort of 4 balls in a line, but the problem is they're so tightly packed it would just squeeze it away, and he's not in any sort of position to do it. I think he's just looking at it so that he doesn't leave his opponent a shot.
Yeah.
But here we go. This could end up going close to the green.
Neither here nor there, really.
But now Big Mac's got a chance to maybe get this behind the brown or yellow. Just hitting thin off this red. He's just got to be a little bit careful of the blue on the left hand side, but it won't make any difference. But here we go. Oh, he hit the knuckle. That was a good line as well. But as you see, a red has come out, and a little bit fortunate actually to end up over this side of the table.
Very fortunate, yeah. Does it? Oh, he didn't have a look there. Could be wrong. I don't think that goes, does it?
No, this red doesn't go. No.
Oh, don't put it back in the pack.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing, Toby.
Don't break my heart. We had a chance there, and it's all come to pot, quite literally.
Yeah, you know, he's playing granite stuff here, is Halborn, and not giving Big Mac a sniff at anything so far, in this frame at least. And you know, maybe next year we'll play the role of Hazel and, you know, cut out of all of this and just say Halborn on a score of 42 in this frame, and we'll pick it up there.
Oh, that'd be lovely. That'd be great.
Maybe that's what we'll do next year to cut out moments like this. We do like good safety battles, but you know, sometimes they do drag on a little bit more than you would want, and that's not the fault of either player.
No,
of course, it means a lot to them. This could be a big mistake, though. He's
okay.
That wasn't as intended. If he intended that, then Halborn is the greatest player of all time on this game.
I think he did intend that.
You reckon?
I really do.
I think he wanted the red a little bit further up and cue ball on the top cushion, but this is very good. This looks very good. Has it got the legs?
Oh,
no, what a pity. What a pity. Well,
that red's in an intriguing position though now.
It is. I think Halborn's going to nudge it next to the black now.
Yeah, it's going to really wind us up by carrying this on. Ooh.
So he's tied the black up now, and well, we're about to hit the half an hour mark in this match, and although it was a very fluent first frame, this has been a bit of a drab second frame so far, but I'm sure something will happen soon.
Is that just more out of desperation? I'm sure something will happen.
They can't keep hitting the power bar like this. That's the thing. I mean, that's a really telling safety shot, and in real life, Halborn would be in a lot of trouble here. But again, he can just play the little thin one, and the cue ball should be naturally going towards somewhere near the green and brown. But here we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks like a good response from Halborn. Similar shot for Big Mac, but the other side of the pack. Yeah, you're just waiting for one of those reds to stick their head out, and one of these will gobble it up, I'm sure. But here he comes. No. Well, that's a mistake from Big Mac. That could be fatal in this frame, because Halborn's got a long red here that he can knock in and go straight into that pink and bring the reds into play.
What you do? All guns blazing here?
Oh, I know for a fact Halborn probably will. I probably would as well. It's a fairly comfortable pot. Well, he's dropping.
If he's playing this at this pace, I'd be surprised, because there's not really much reward for that. There we go.
There we go. He's screwing it though. It might.
Oh, he's passed the pink.
He's knocked the pink in. Well, where did the pink
go?
go?
Can you get your breath?
I mean, that was negative from Halborn. I must admit.
Wembo 6.
Wow.
Oh, it's a free ball as well. Goodness me, it's all happening out there.
I think out of everything that could have happened there, that was the last thing we expected.
Yeah, the things that can happen on a 12x6 snooker table. Well, I mean, what he's got to do here, he's got to pop the green, get a good angle on the brown, and try and get into the pack here.
Also known as a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not that difficult a shot to get the cue ball near the yellow spot, but he's made it look difficult. Yeah, I don't really know what he was playing for there, I must admit.
Get a pot on the board, I guess. I mean, the pressure is telling. Unless he's got some big cunning plan.
Unless he thinks he can see the black from here. It's going to be end of break.
Yeah, unless that...
Well, I mean, he could pot the green, blue, brown, whatever he wants, but I mean, he is playing the blue and trying to screw into the pack, and that was just never going to work, really, unless there's a plant at
Mind
the
you,
back of the pack.
it's a good pot. You can't take that away from him.
It was a good pot, but there was no real point in it, is my
You know what I really hope
issue.
he doesn't do here? Don't roll up to the pack.
Yeah.
Because we're back to phase 1.
No, but this is a good line. This is a decent line, and this could be behind the brown if it keeps going.
Ooh,
that looks good. We'll soon find out. Yep, Halborn can't see the reds.
Yes.
It is a snooker, so
we just need that Alan McManus now to draw a line on the screen to tell us exactly how he's going to get out of this one.
Oh, that's a fairly straightforward 2-cushion escape into the back of the pack.
That's what he's playing for.
Let's have a little look. Yeah, well played. Oh, hello.
Although
Big Mac might take this on. Wow, what a shot this
Big
would
Mac
be.
Turns Mad Max if he takes this.
Yeah, what a shot this would be. And he's automatically going to be bringing other reds into play, so if he plays it, he's got to get it, and now he's not. He's not. So we look like we're back to back to normal here. There might be a plant in the pack. Halborn's not having a little look at it, but there's 3 reds. Oh, here we go. There's 3 reds in there. It's just going a little bit to the left jaw.
Yeah, it certainly is. I don't know what to think of this now. Something's got to happen.
Yeah, no, it's got to. Where's the cue ball going? No, this could be behind the yellow. What a shot this is.
What a shot that is. Wow.
Well, there you go. There you go. So, Big Mac will be looking to maybe go the 2 cushion escape here. I don't know if the yellow's just obscuring too much of the cushion. No, he is going for it. Here we go, 2 cushions. Just a little bit narrow, but no harm done. He's not left anything, so Halborn will put him straight back. I mean, it's not a too difficult 1 cushion escape here into the pack.
John Higgins,
16-17%. Oh, free ball. No, he's put him back. He's put him back. Well, it remains to be seen whether that turns out to be a mistake from Halborn. But yeah, just playing the 1 cushion escape now. Doesn't want to slide past it, doesn't want to hit the black. And he has hit the black, but he's not left the pot. Wow.
foul and a miss. John Higgins.
Straight back again, so 11 points given away so far from Big Mac. Yeah, he just needs to aim a little bit higher up the side cushion. This looks a better line, but he's hit it very, very hard. He's sort of got away with it. The red just below the black is potable here, but, well, Lee won't fancy this one, I don't think. No, he's looking at the safety.
It's what he's got to play, really, hasn't he? You would say.
Yeah.
I think it's too risky to take on anything here.
He's trying to get this behind the green, believe it or not. I don't think he will. I think he's maybe hitting the red a little bit too thick, but we'll soon find out. This could be a very telling snooker.
Let's see.
It's not a bad line. It's not a bad line at all.
No, it's not done it.
No, not quite.
It's just too much. Just too hard. But yeah, I tell you what, it takes the green out of play. That's one thing it does. If nothing else, being completely on that cushion makes it a very tough pot. It's just something to think about, maybe later on in the frame if we ever get there. But let's see.
This is a good line as well. It's not going to be quite as good, but yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of chances so far in this frame and nobody really making anything of it.
Because I think both players know how long they've fought for, we don't need to tell you now, but how long they've fought for this, that if you're going to take on a half-hearted chance, then it just makes all that safety play a bit wasteful, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
But it's all about patience at the same time. They've got to show great temperament to not waste this now and not waste the good work they've done. But ultimately, someday, one player will win this frame. It will come to an end.
It will come to an end at some point, but
not with shots like that, mind you.
The Reds are getting very tightly clustered again.
They certainly
yeah,
are.
you were scheduled to do this match with Tommy, I think, weren't you? And it would have been like deja vu with
lucky old Tom.
With my battle on the black with Lee Mack.
But at least we know there was somewhat of an end to that. I'm just not seeing any light at the end of the tunnel here. Oh, where's that green ball going?
He's knocked the green in.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
And that red goes.
Wow, well, that was very unlucky.
Incredibly unlucky. I could hit that shot 100 times, it doesn't happen again. But this red is on. If he plays this red, can he hold for the black?
I think if he plays this red, he'll play it hard and try and bring the reds into play. So attention, all pockets for the cue ball here.
Yeah, I somewhat agree with that, but I think, yeah, it's... I don't know.
He could hold for the black, definitely, but...
Never mind.
Yeah, he has played the hard shot, and what a beauty he's played. And he's perfect on this pink now. Just take a breath here, Big Mac. There's a red just beneath the black. Get rid of that, get onto the black, and you'll be in prime position.
Couldn't agree more. We finally have some light at the end of the tunnel, and now we finally get to see what Big Mac is capable of this match. Points all level now at 17 each. There goes the pink. If you held for the one below the black, it's not bad. It's
certainly not bad. He's looking good here.
Pop the red. Do you pop the red, go for the black, and try and open up these reds a bit more, or is that too much to ask? Or do you just try and navigate
I would. Personally, I think the more reds you can get in play early on, the better. You don't want to leave it to the last moment. So, he's got a good angle on this red to get the half ball black. So, but he's tried to go into them off the red, and that's always risky because
you're
not guaranteed to get onto a colour. I mean, he had plenty of pace on that, but it was always asking a lot to guarantee getting on a colour, and I don't think he can see the green.
I'm bewildered as to why he's played that. I really am. I just think that it was such a good chance to even make, just a few points, 20, 30 points, that he's wasted that. And unless he's got some really good cover behind the blue...
Has. Oh, that's
wow.
sickening. I mean, that was such a silly shot that he took on the green there. Wow.
And he's almost been rewarded for that. I mean, can you make this up? The frame that had everything, apart from an end. But...
I mean, Halborn
what on earth does Halborn do here?
He's having a little look. If he rests on that red on the left hand side cushion, he's wondering whether he'd leave anything, and that's what he's looking at now. And I don't think he would leave anything. There's nothing that goes into that corner pocket, so just a little feather up to the red should do the trick here.
It looks a bit pacey.
It does look a bit pacey, and he's made a bit of a mess of it. He had a good idea, just didn't execute.
He just increased the pace at the last second there. He was going to play that at about 12%, which I think would have been pretty much bang on to nestle up to that red, but I don't know what... Because that was his planned shot. He increased the pace at the last minute there, so that was the shot he intended to play, unless he tried to get the cue ball right onto the black cushion to make it a tricky cutback. This still isn't
I don't think so, because there's 2 or 3 other reds, 4 other reds I
got to pop this, Nigel. Oh, it's there.
Great shot.
That is so missable, isn't it? So missable.
Yeah. On this difficulty, when the cue ball's close to the cushion, it reduces the aiming aid as well, so that was a doubly good shot.
Is this the chance? I feel like I've said it a few times. Are we finally there?
I think there'll be one final twist in this frame, but whoever loses it is going to be really annoyed, I think. So it could be a big one in the context of the match. Obviously a century from Halborn in the first frame, but anything but a century in this frame. I mean, it's still possible if Big Mac clears up here, but...
Let's just focus on getting a few pots first, eh?
Yeah.
But this is a half-decent chance now. I'm just hoping that rush of blood almost is all we're going to see. Oh,
where's the cue ball going?
He's took the pink out of play. And that black only goes to one pocket.
It does, but as we've seen with Halborn in the last frame, what he'll be thinking of now is how do I get rid of that red near the right corner pocket, and then that opens up the frame beautifully. So I think pot this red, pot the black, and then get onto that red to the right corner. I think that's what I'd be looking to do here. I wouldn't have played that red. That was asking a lot to get onto the black from that red. I would have played the one sort of just left of the cue ball now. Is the one I would have been playing, but hey, it's all trivial now. He's done what he's done. He's going to have to play the long blue.
He is.
Screw this back.
It's not easy. Had a good pot there, but where's the position that red needs to... No.
He's got a red to
18.
the green pocket, but other than that, he'd expected more. It was a good shot. A little bit unlucky with position there.
Not had a lot of luck, has he?
No. But I don't think it was that shot. I think it was the previous red was the wrong shot to take.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like you say, I think you earn your own luck sometimes, and you know that you have to question that shot that he played beforehand. But this, the worry for Big Mac here is obvious that if he makes a mistake, Halborn's right in here. I mean, if I was Halborn, I'd be surprised if I didn't get back to the table at some point. Tricky pot. Outstanding
Good shot. I mean, to play that to the middle was very brave.
He's not got much leverage on the cue ball though here, has he, being it right next to the cushion?
No. I mean, he could try and cut the blue in. It would be a bit risky, and in off would be on, but I think he'll just drop the green in actually and try his luck at a long red. But I'd say that's been his big weakness so far, is his cue ball control.
Oh, yep. Where's this one
he's
going?
played that with a lot of right hand side. What a shot that was from Big Mac. But he's still not got an easy red.
22.
He just can't buy a good position.
He
at
can't.
the moment.
I mean, that was a bit of hit and hope, but at least he'd gone for the positive shot, and he's not really been rewarded with too much.
I wonder if this red passes the black.
If it does go, as you say, he's got to take it on.
Yeah. But whatever he takes on, it's missable here, and he'd be leaving Halborn the table pretty much. Big shot.
They don't come much bigger. You're right there. We've certainly gone over the half an hour mark in this frame, haven't we?
Yeah, it was about 15 minutes, I think, the first frame, so... Yeah, he's taking it on, and that's a beautiful shot. And playing it at that pace as well, that was very brave, but he's the wrong side of the blue. Wow. Oh, and he's really close to the cushion again. Potentially the brown is the shot here to get back down the table, but it's not easy.
Or do you just play with safety in mind? You just try and get the cue ball maybe behind the yellow or something, because the way he's going, he is chasing the cue ball around. I just worry if he keeps doing that. Yes, he's on a shot here, but in a few shots' time he could be in trouble. You just worry about that. That'd be going through Big Mac's head, I'd say, definitely here.
Yeah, I think looking at his green, I think he's going to play the blue with a lot of top and left hand side and a lot of power and try and get this cue ball back down the table. But as you say, the more you're chasing it, well, the more risk there is. He's just played a drop in blue there, taking the 5 points. I don't think any of these reds go to the left corner. I might be wrong. Well, I must be wrong. Wow, that red went. Wow. But again, where's his cue ball? Absolutely nowhere.
29.
If he doesn't win this frame, he is going to be so upset with himself. But this blue, again, he's going to take it on, I feel. But again, where does his red come from?
Yeah.
He's relying on a bit of good fortune to get on something here, because we know that his positional play has not been very precise. So, I think here we go. Oh, what a beautiful blue that was. And he's dropped onto this red on the bottom cushion. Great shot.
He's doing this the hard way, isn't he?
He is. I think one good shot here, if he can get onto the black. I'm thinking the second red from the cushion, cut that in, cannon the red just above it, leave yourself on the black. Well, he's playing the third one, in fact, yeah, and that's even better. So one good pot on the black here, and he'll be he'll be back in prime position finally. But I have a feeling he'll take the blue on, Toby.
Yeah. I just can't look anymore. It's everything that he seems to be playing is going wrong, and somehow he's still at the table.
Yeah, he's playing the blue, and again a good pot, so that puts him 47 points in front, with 67 remaining. So 2 reds, 2 colours, and he'll be easily over the winning line. So just got to hold himself together here. I mean, Halborn must be sat in his seat thinking, how many more of these good pots are you going to pull out? Oh, well, he's going to have to play another decent one here. The pink isn't easy into the middle.
Oh, wow.
But if it goes in, it's a frame winner pretty much. He'll just need the red after this, so just drop the pink in and worry about the next shot afterwards. It seems to be working so far. Here we go.
Come on.
Surely
I really want him to win this frame now. It just would feel such an injustice if he doesn't. Yes, it's not been precise, it's not been perfect, but somehow he's still at the table.
Well, he's taking a little bit of time over this, and I don't blame him. It's a big shot, but sometimes you can overthink these and miss the shot. Here we go. Good pot. Does this red go? You can obviously pot the one down the cushion, but I'm looking at this
47.
red just above the black. Does that go to the left corner?
It's tight.
I'd suggest he would be down and playing it if it did, so he's
Yeah.
going to be playing this red down the cushion. And this is tough.
It is. Oh, no.
No, it did go. Well,
that should be the frame now. Thank goodness
frame
for
ball.
that.
And amazingly enough, Toby, he could get a sentry break if he cleans up here, and this would be one of the most remarkable sentry breaks I think I've ever seen. If he did pull it off.
It would. I mean, I can't see it, but you know, I haven't seen most of these shots go in, so I don't know. Let's see.
54.
Well, I mean, now he's in prime position, Toby. After all of that, he's in a position where I can't see him missing now. Oh, he's playing this red. I mean, that was a bit risky, but it's gone. That was a tricky red.
Funny old game, this, isn't it? You only need to score 60 points to really have a true grip on the table.
55.
I just... yeah, well...
I mean, look at that. A green, 6 blues, 2 pinks. This is going to be his first black of the break.
Hardly orthodox.
Unbelievably. But there it goes, and I tell you what, this is a cracking chance for a century now.
62.
And well, it would be one of the best clearances of the tournament. I know Tom Lewis likes to think he got the clearance of the tournament, and well, I mean, this would be.
I think we got the clearance of the tournament by clearing out the room with our safety battle earlier. Oh dear! Dear. This is just incredible. I'd love to put the century that... I mean, if he is to make one, I'd love to put the century that Halborn made and the one that Big Mac's potentially on side by side, just to see how bonkers this has been. Again, the frame that's had everything.
Yeah. I mean, he's taken forever over a simple shot here, and look at that.
I think he's just making it deliberately tricky for himself. I really do. This is just unbelievable.
I mean, he just didn't need to do anything with a cue ball there, and I just don't know what he was doing. But he's got the pink on, you know. He's got the pink on here. I wouldn't expect him to miss it after everything that's happened. But here we go.
Oh, where's the cue ball?
Where's the cue ball going? Oh, what a pity. Well, no century break, but one of the finest 63 breaks I've ever seen on Snooker 19 for one reason or another. But he's levelled the scoring, and it's now one frame apiece.
Frame behind Wembley.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Yeah,
Well, I think it's a big frame, Toby. This one, I think whoever wins this frame will probably go on and win the match. I think, as you say, Halborn has been a lot cleaner in this match than Big Mac. But that's a good break off from the McDonald's burger.
Could get a copyright claim for that.
What is Big Mac's nickname? Let's have a look. The Thinker. Well, there you go. That's his. That's his.
Not too sure about that. Oh, I'm sorry if you're watching. Don't come and beat me up, please. Well, then surely we're not in for it again, are we?
Well, every frame has been played the same way. They've broke off, snookered their opponent, and we've had the 2-cushion escape, and then this sort of safety. I mean, hopefully Halborn will play up to the bulk area now, but
and what Joe meant by that was not just what he was looking at doing there, just playing it completely. Of course, he has to hit a red first. Amazingly. You wouldn't know that from some of the commentary on Eurosport, but there you go.
Here we go.
Tom Lewis would be proud.
He would. I mean, he might regret this because I think he's going to leave a touch and ball.
Yeah, he is.
And the reason I said that, Toby, was because there was a red that was stuck straight behind it, so it sort of squeezes the red and the cue ball together. So yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I don't think he can get behind the green here off the ball cushion, so he's just had to play to the ball cushion, but that's all right.
It is.
And it at least brings it back to a conventional safety battle.
Yeah, nobody wants to see tippy-tappy snooker, do they, at the end of the day? It's we just want to see that. So, back to, as you say, a conventional safety battle. I mean, these two have played the power bar well, haven't they? Incredibly well.
Yeah, I don't think we've had any instances of missing the power bar yet, so...
No, big target now, being behind yellow and brown. I know there's a little bit of a gap between those balls, but he's brought the yellow slightly close to the brown, so there's an interesting target in and around there, obviously with the blue being a blocker as well. It's something to think of, but Big Mac can't play. Yeah, I thought so, but the blues blocked him from getting to an angle there, so just literally coming off the first red you can see. And I think the situation's going to be the same for Halborn here, isn't it? Oh, no, we can see that. That was tight. Oh, no.
Not enough
of it. It's going to be too thick, isn't it? Yeah.
There might be a shot to nothing on here, Toby. That red just beneath the one he's looking at, but he's not even looked at it. He's not even looked at it.
I think it does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? It is quite literally a shot to nothing, really. In the truest sense.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice big target behind yellow and green now, if he can get it there.
Yep.
And I tell you what, if
there's an angle, isn't there?
Yeah. If he hits this red on the right hand side of the pack, as thin as he can, this could go pretty close. He's going to hit the green. A little bit unlucky there. I think just hit it a little bit hard. And that's why it threw the white a little bit more.
The crowd like that one though.
They do, and we haven't heard much from the crowd in this match.
No, they've all left. They all left during the last frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in fairness, at half an hour, that was nothing compared to some of the frames we have seen in real life. So, but it was just one of those that felt like it was going nowhere.
Yeah. No, it did. But Big Mac eventually managed to clinch it. And, I wouldn't want to say it's been a scrappy match so far, because I think that would be a little bit unfair, but it's certainly been tactical.
I'll never forget what Chinny said now, that Halborn likes to win these matches and likes to win them quick. Well, it's not quite what's happening here. And I think just because of where we are in the tournament, I think if we were in the first round, you'd be seeing something a bit different.
Yeah, he's looking at the plant here, Toby, and I wonder whether he's just going to start to try and force the issue here. He's playing a 5-ball plant. This is very risky. Oh no, he's bulked out of it. I don't blame him. I think that was asking a little bit too much, but it would have been fun to watch. This cue ball could be behind the brown though.
No, it's not quite pacey enough.
Pity.
It is. It is. It was a good shot though. And what does Big Mac play in response? Nice and thin. Is there a target by that green? Not quite pacey enough, is it? Or is it? Ooh. That was about as close as he could have got without getting the snooker. And to be honest, I don't really think that he could have done with the angle he was playing that out. He was bound to touch it, but he's missed the power bar slightly as Halborn there. It's not going to cause a problem. Just nudges that yellow onto the cushion. Goodness me. Well, I thought after the first frame that we're in here that we're going to get some really big shots being played. But both of these players just waiting for the other one to
yellow
filter.
Again. No, it's back where it was.
God. To me, to you, this feels like, goodness me. Amazingly, apart from that incredible one that he got in behind the blue, which obviously wasn't intended, there have been a lot of snookers actually laid in this game, have there?
No.
This might open... we said this last time, didn't we, that a free red might open things up, but it didn't.
Well, Halborn put it straight back in. It's whether Big Mac's going to take this on.
I don't think he can at that angle. I really don't. I just think that just far too much at risk. He's going straight into the reds. It is very much one of those all or nothing shots. If he's coming at this from maybe a little bit further over, close to the blue, I'd fancy it. But yeah, from that angle, surely not. But this is Big Mac we're talking about, the thinker.
Here we go.
Played that at a good pace, but
unlucky.
Sensible though that, because I accept he has left the red on, but if he'd have gone and whacked that, then it would have been a lot worse. And actually, he's a bit fortunate where the blacks ended up, because he can't play the conventional screw off the black into the red shot here. I think that he's going to struggle with that.
I mean, he can play it with a lot of top spin. I think he's playing the red into the pack here, you know. Oh no, he's thought better of it. It's very interesting. You can see he's in two minds here, Halborn. He's just going to drop it in. I think that's a sensible choice. He needs an angle on the black though.
One.
Well, we might see a similar shot to what Big Mac played, with a load of top spin, trying to get into those reds. He doesn't like it though.
No.
He's just playing safe, I think, Toby. Nope, he's looking at the blue now. Nope, he's back at the black. Halborn in about 7 different minds here, but he's back to the more positive shot. Lots of top spin, 100% power. Hold on to your hats.
Is he
He's
going to
not
play
played it yet, though.
Oh.
No. He's played it with a little bit of left-hand side. I think he... I don't like this, but here we go. Oh. There it goes. I think it was the left-hand side that did him there. I don't think he needed it.
8.
Can you Adam and Eve it? He's played a shot to open up the reds. He's played a good black, at that pace, to be honest. But it's not led to anything at all. I was just about to say, you can understand why he's played that, because it's funny in this game. That might be the best chance he gets.
Yeah. Oh, this could be behind the yellow. Yes, I think it is.
John
The
Higgins.
crowd seems to suggest it is, and this could be a problem for Big Mac now.
Yeah, we seen in the last frame he wasn't the best get. Oh no, he can just see the thin edge. Well, the crowd were wrong.
Huh.
Another good line here for Halborn though. He'll be looking to try and get this in behind the green. Here we go. No, it's not hard enough. It's a good line, but it's not hard enough. That'll do though.
Certainly will.
And yeah, after that first frame, I couldn't agree more, Toby. I thought we were going to be in for some big breaks, entertaining snooker, but you know, we just seem to be in the same old situation. I mean, look where this yellow's going. Oh dear. It's a good stopper though if the cue ball sneaks in behind and cannons the yellow. Halborn's having a look to see if this red goes, and it doesn't. You can see Halborn's getting a little bit frustrated with all this safety play, I think.
Especially after that big shot you played earlier. That was the key, and it didn't quite happen. So where do we go from here? I just don't know. I really don't. This is so unpredictable now.
Where's the cue ball?
Yeah, where is the cue ball? Oh.
Yeah, a little bit narrow.
This would be a horrible shot in real life, though, wouldn't it?
It would be, but on the game, no problem at all. Halborn, Big Mac just seems to be hitting it with a lot of pace. Oh, wow, we nearly got that behind the brown.
Yeah, that was flirty with it, wasn't it?
But again, this could be fairly close to the yellow and green.
Be a good shot if it is. It might be, but it's going to be on the wrong side.
Yeah, good shot though. Keeps things interesting.
That's one
Probably
word
about
for
as
it.
interesting as Steve Davis, but oh well.
If this keeps running, it's a chance.
I think it has done, Toby. Yeah. Well, if Big Mac loses the frame from that shot, he will be gutted.
But
That was
Halborn's going to
unlucky.
run in now. He's going to run in, and he's thinking, right, here we go, finally. And
He
hopefully
needs to
that
get
rush
half
of blood.
ball on the black, and he hasn't done.
Hopefully that rush of blood doesn't
1.
lead him into a mistake. And this, although from the other side, I think it's going to be fairly reminiscent of the shot he played earlier.
Well, he's going to play this with a lot of top and left hand side, run round off two cushions and try and get into the side of the pack. He might have a bit too much angle, but here we go. Yeah, far too much angle. And deep down he will have known that. He's just almost desperate to get into these reds now. But, well, again, third chance of the frame has gone begging.
Unbelievable. I thought after the last frame it might start to open up a bit, but no, this is it just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I mean, again, John Higgins seems quite happy to play like this, but yeah, just don't see where this goes, because both players are playing safeties that, while they are safe, obviously, don't really put their opponent in too much of a spot above, which is why we keep seeing these thin nicks off the pack, and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you just sort of need somebody to play a really telling safety shot. They're just playing the basics at the moment. He's trying to get this in behind yellow and green. It's going to cannon the yellow.
No, it's not. How do you get... Well, So close, and I don't think it made any contact. Goodness me.
But this is a decent angle for Halborn. Now, if he wanted to, he could play this with a little bit of left-hand side and it would just swing it round the angles a little bit more. I don't think he's going to play it, but, you know, at this point, maybe I'd be a little bit tempted.
Yeah.
But no. He's playing it quite pacey.
Eye up.
This could be behind the brown.
No, not enough pace. It looked good, just slowed up.
And we've got almost identical reds to what we had in the last frame. It's really quite unbelievable how the balls have gone in this match.
Eye up. There's one that's come
He's
out.
left one. And that could be a very big mistake from Big Mac. But we've said that twice before in this frame.
Yeah.
And here goes Halborn trying to bring the reds into play. He's going to play this at around about 100%, I think.
Let's see.
Here we go. Watch these reds.
Oh,
he's missed the red. Well, I did not see that coming.
You know what? He's fairly safe here.
There's a couple of fairly straightforward reds, but where does the colour come from?
Exactly. That's exactly my point. The first shot's not too difficult. The second one's a nightmare.
All I can think of is roll the red down the cushion, leave the long blue, and then screw back for one of the reds into the left corner.
But again, you're going to have to get quite precise on that, aren't you?
You put your phone on silent.
Yeah, put your phone on silent.
Yeah. John Higgins and his supporters trying to put Big Mac off here.
Shot. But where is that position going to come from?
He's not really on a shot here. He can cut the blue in, but it's very missable. The brown's missable. The green's not too bad, but you'd almost certainly cannon into the yellow. Could you maybe just roll up to the yellow and hope that you land in behind the green here?
You could do, but there's one big profiteer here, and that's Halborn. He's not going to believe his luck after he missed that. And he's missed the brown. He's gone all for it, and that could be his downfall. And Halborn's back at the table with what you could consider a frame-winning chance.
Fourth chance of the frame, Toby. And, you know, I don't think Halborn's ever needed 4 chances to win a frame, so surely he's not going to need a 5th. But, I mean, everything's happened in this match so far. Halborn will certainly be disappointed with the way he's played, and he may well have snookered himself on the black here. We'll soon find out. No, he's okay. Well, we've seen a century break in the first frame from Halborn. Looking at these reds.
Remember when I said, does Big Mac change the way that he plays? It's not quite happened, has it? Because, well, I don't think Halborn's necessarily dictated the play, but Halborn has played a blinder in keeping his patience. He could have very easily gone for more shots like he did. Okay, I know he's got away with that one, but there have been chances to play more aggressively, and Halborn has kept his cool, and he's the player that's going to take advantage now. Big shot, this.
No.
Wow.
No. Well,
John Higgins.
I mean, we could have another extended battle of safety here. There's no pots on for Big Mac. But Halborn will be disgusted with himself because that's his 4th chance and he's already scored 24 points.
Yep. Unbelievable.
But I think that's wow. I mean, that was asking a lot. Has he got the cover behind the brown?
No,
he hasn't. Well,
round 5.
Chance number 5 for Halborn. You just.
But the brown is back on its the black's back on its spot now. This makes things a little easier.
Yeah, it does. He's just going to drop this in, hope to play for the black into the opposite corner. looks good. But
One.
his confidence will be shaken. It really will be.
You're right there, Murray. But, it's not easy.
And, you know, a Halborn fully confident would play the black here. But he's playing the more dead cert blue. But it's not necessarily what's best for position here.
No.
In fact, I don't know what he's going to get on unless he gets on one on the top cushion.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Eerily close to this cushion, though.
6.
That doesn't
Should
make
be
things
okay.
easy.
And you just feel if Halborn knocks in another couple of reds and colours, he'll be back where he needs to be. But he's definitely not looking as confident as he usually does, and that's understandable. Missing 4 chances in a frame isn't like him.
No, certainly not. But I don't think he'll miss this one. I think, as you say, pick off a few reds and things start to become easy. There's a plant on there, isn't there? 2-ball plant in the pack. So pretty much everything's potable to an extent on this table now. The reds, at least. Apart from that one up ball. But that won't be a problem. We won't need that if he's going to go and win this visit. Just play the black. Play the black. Keep it simple.
He needs to just screw this back a couple of inches and he's got the red into the same pocket. There's no real... Yeah, here we go. This is more like it. He knows the right shots to play. But, I don't think he intended to play the cannon there, but he's got away with it a little bit.
And I wonder if that plant's now off.
No, I don't think he cannoned those reds. But, we'll soon see anyway.
Yeah.
He hasn't went and looked at it, so...
Is he going to develop the pink?
No.
15.
Don't think that was his objective. I'm not suggesting that, but it would have been a nice bonus.
He's trying to come off the cushion, play the red just below the plant, so we should get a good look at those 2 reds. No, he's playing the red on the top cushion now. He just seems to be changing his mind a lot on the shot, and that's always risky to do, but he's okay.
22.
Got a good lead now. Got a really good lead.
He's not a million miles away from winning this frame.
No.
There's only 83 left on the table. That's 46 points a lead. So, 3 reds, 3 colours, and that would be more than enough. The problem is, where are those reds going to come
that
from?
pace.
And he's playing the cannon here, Toby. 2 cushions, like he tried before.
Yeah, but that's the point. He's tried it before and it hasn't worked. I'm just amazed. Just keep it simple. Yeah, those reds should still be a plan based on that.
I think they are, yeah. I think he's going to be back to this 2 cushion shot here. He's not going to go into the reds this time. He's just going to try and drop on one of these. So here it comes.
Keep running, keep running, keep running. That's it.
That's pretty good. So he will be spoiling your plant this time, Toby, because he can't avoid cannoning those reds. But a little bit of top spin, just enough to try and run through this red, so he ends up on the black into the opposite corner pocket. This will put him 54 points in front, with 75 remaining. So black puts him 61.
31.
So it'll be black, red, black. And that'll be enough for 2-1, and he'll not believe his luck, really, after some of the shots he's missed in this frame.
Exactly. Yeah, it's it's been a match that's been different to any other this so far.
38.
But Halborn has finally took advantage. He suggests that this is going to be it now, as you allude to. Just red and black needed. And he can just drop this in. This is probably going to be the easiest 2 shots he plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he went and made a century break from here after all of that.
39.
But yeah, he'll just be happy to get through now if he can. Move on in the semi-final, which is best of 7, of course. And he would be playing either Sam Millers or Mr. Dino in that semi-final, and both of those are players who I would suspect would probably take advantage of Halborn's mistakes today, but Big Mac hasn't been able to do that.
So a bit of a comeback trial now for Big Mac, and I don't know how he approaches it, because anything that he seems to do isn't going right. But ultimately we say Halborn's made mistakes, but you've got to question some of the shots Big Mac's played as well. That's led to this situation.
Yeah, I mean, Big Mac will be very disappointed, I think. For not punishing Halborn. But I do think Halborn's had a little bit of run of the ball, run of the green. It's not. He's not left Big Mac anything easy with any of his shots, but Halborn is just getting into his rhythm now, and he'll be wanting to get down and get a chance in the next frame, not be bogged down by the safety play. But there's never 2 frames the same, and I think we'll be quite happy with that fact in this match. But he's not played a very good positional shot there, unfortunately.
I don't think he'll be worried about that.
I don't think there'll be a century. He's playing safe. Unbelievable. Well, that break of 68, 60 I think it was, gives him the frame.
68.
Oh no, it was 68. And he now leads Big Mac by 2 frames to 1.
Thank you. The 4th frame. John Higgins to break.
Okay, so frame 4 of this match now, and Halborn has a chance of clinching this quarter-final match and getting into the semi-finals. And that's a decent break-off. It's not his best.
Not his best, but it'll do. It'll do. We know that Big Mac is under pressure now, that if he plays one bad shot, we maybe didn't see it in the last 2 frames, but in the opening frame we saw that if Halborn gets a chance, he'll probably take it. So understandable if Big Mac takes the extra second over shots, but then equally you can lose your rhythm a little bit, so it's a bit of a catch-22, that situation.
Yeah, I mean, he's come.
Oh, not again.
As the previous 3 frames have gone, he's played the 2 cushion escape.
I will need to get to sleep at some point
Halborn
tonight.
Can get to this. No, well, he could take it onto the yellow pocket. It's a bit of a free shot if he wants it, but he's not fancying it, which is a bit of a surprise, I must admit. With the 2-1 lead, I'm surprised he's not having a little pop, but he's just playing the safety, and
good safety at that.
We'll see how that turns out, but we may well be in for another fairly lengthy frame here by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Surely can't get any worse than the previous 2 frames, but as I said, no surprise that Big Mac taking a bit more time here. We know how clinical Halborn can be in these situations.
Yeah.
But just that key shot that's really stuttered things was Halborn played a good break, and then Big Mac comes up behind the Reds and playing very safe here, very, well, I suppose you couldn't say negative, but just coming down towards the black cushion. And Halborn probably looking to get this fairly near to the corner pocket. Equally, not in the corner pocket, so
Yeah, I don't think there's any danger of that, but
we have seen it all today, so we could well see
have.
an in off, but no problems as such. I'd have liked to have got it a little bit nearer, to be honest, that pocket, but the angle just made it so it wasn't possible. He was playing that really as thin as he could have done, so...
Yeah, he's almost handed the initiative to Big Mac here. He's got choice of safety shots, so here we go. Big Mac plays the safety. Oh, he's just flicked the green on the way through. That's a little bit unlucky, but well, he's left nothing for Halborn. So Halborn having a look to see if this red goes. I mean, he needs to come round and check, but no, that red doesn't go. So it would have been quite funny if he'd just got down and played it.
Yeah, well, equally he only needs one frame to go and win this, but if he makes a haphazard chance and Big Mac makes it 2 each from then Big Mac's got the momentum. So although we're bigging it up as if all the pressure's on Big Mac, that could change pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's a terrific safety shot though from Halborn, and well, the 2 cushion escape is a little bit risky here because of that red just above the black, so be interesting to see how he goes about this. He may well just go for the 1 cushion escape. No, he's trying the 2 cushion. This could go wrong.
It's a bit pacey, but he should be okay at that.
He's okay. I don't think Halborn will take that red on.
No, you wouldn't say so. It might open things up a bit more though here, having a few reds out in the open. Not necessarily out in the open, but certainly out of the pack.
Yeah. I mean, there's at least 3 loose reds now. There's that one just behind the cue ball as you look, or the one that he's almost looking at now. There's the red above the black, and then the red to the left of the cluster. So a few options here. I quite liked his first shot where he was going to come thin off the one above the black and swing it round the angles, but he's just a bit worried he's going to leave a shot to nothing on for Big Mac. But he's going to try and squeeze this in behind the black. This isn't straightforward. He could leave something here.
See if he does. He's taking the shot on now. This looks a bit pacey, but it's going to slow down.
Well, he's left it on. I've got to say I'm a bit surprised he played that.
I don't think he'll be... I could be wrong. I don't think he will take it on, though. I guess it depends how he plays this.
I'd be shocked if he didn't. I don't know what else he plays if he doesn't take it on.
True. It just depends how he plays it. I'm playing this with a lot of pace. But equally, it is one of those catch-22s, playing it at a good pace, but he's missed it.
Wow.
But that's absolutely fine. I was just about to say he needs to play this not at a massive pace, but at a good pace, so that if he does miss it, he has a good chance of not leaving it. But a bit unfortunate there, actually, really, because usually when you miss those shots, it doesn't run that far to leave it on. So a bit unfortunate there for Big Mac. See why I told him he shouldn't have took it on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would have expected him to get that. I think he'll be disappointed not potting
this
that
is
one.
bold.
But here we go, Halborn.
Shot.
Yeah, good pot. Right in the heart of the pocket, and now he's got a beautiful angle on this blue to go crashing into the reds. Just got to check there's no plants in there.
Maybe he just plays the simplest to yellow here.
Well, I'd be surprised. Halborn's usually one to take the bull by the horns, and he's back looking at the blue now. He just needs to play it pretty much plain ball, 100%. But no, he's just dropping it in. I've got to say I'm surprised.
I suppose he's got the one free red. Has he got the one on the edge of the pack as well? That might go. So
well, he has got that red, but he's not going to get a better angle than that to bring the reds into play.
He's not, but he has got something to go at here. Let's just see. So if he pots this one, then pots the black, then comes back for that second red, he can get an angle on the black to open things up. And as we know, I mean, it's not even if they're just a plant on. Yeah, just to confirm that red does go, but it's a half and half probability really with that blue, because as you say, something can go crashing in and he won't want that, so I completely understand why he's played that. But if he plays this 100%,
he's going into the
yeah,
pack
if he
now.
plays this at 100%, that's my theory gone, and that is the worst possible result.
Yeah, I mean that's his own doing for me. I think overall in this match, Halborn's not been playing his natural game, and it's been catching him out a little bit.
I just don't understand that shot. I really don't.
You know, he's opened the reds beautifully, but
great.
he's not
he's not on anything, exactly. I just don't get that at all. That was always the chance. I think he's going to have
to play the pot, though. I think he's going to have to. I don't see a safety shot here.
Has he got enough angle to put this in?
Well, he's going to try and cut it in, but
he's got to play this at full pelt, I would have thought, for the black ball to travel far enough.
It just looks like he's resting up to the black now, and I just can't see how he doesn't leave at least 2 or 3 reds on here. At least if you play the pot, the black might cover one of the pockets, which might help. But
just goes down to his original shot. I'm still so confused by that, because the cue ball wasn't really going to go anywhere with that. He was going to do well to leave a colour on at least. That's the problem when you play those shots, that if you open them up and then you've got a red to play next, you can see that he's got 2 or 3 shots on here. The problem is he's played from a red into the pack, and then he's really riding on a lot of luck to leave a colour on. So I'm just shocked at that. I don't know if my original tactic would have worked, but I guess hindsight's a wonderful thing. But that's not a bad shot, actually. If you look, I don't think he's let a pot from that very tight one to the centre pocket.
Well, there's a few to the right middle. I think there's at least 1, maybe 2 to the right middle. But we've seen Big Mac has missed a few, so maybe he was just hoping that Big Mac would miss this. But yeah, you see, at this level, that's a fairly straightforward shot. And, well, look at these reds. Absolutely perfect for Big Mac now. So Halborn will be sitting in his seat and he'll be disgusted with his performance overall today. Yes, he had that 100 break in frame 1, but since then he's gone a little off the boil, I must admit. And you know, when he plays Sam Millers in the semi-final, I think he's going to have to up his game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and that's going to be a fascinating match to watch if he is indeed to take on Sam Millers in the semi-final. But Big Mac, you know, he's got a lot of work to do still. I know you said the reds are open, but he's got a lot of work to do, particularly after that shot, if he's going to stay at the table. I mean, what does he play from here?
Yeah, of course, the match that was on yesterday on the channel was the Sam Millers Mr. Dino match, so yeah, it was Sam Millers that came through that in the end. And set a new high break, Toby.
Wow.
136. So
do you reckon we'll see a 147?
Sam Millers has now had four century breaks over 130 in his first 3 matches. As for a 147, on the evidence of what I've seen, I'm not entirely sure we will see a 147. But as we go to best of 7 and best of 9 throughout the rest of the tournament after the quarterfinals, then potentially we might see one. It would be great if we did.
It certainly would do, yeah.
Meanwhile, Big Mac just going about his work here, and well, this is what he did in the second frame. He just started playing cannons that he didn't need to. He's okay, he's got the red down the cushion, but he'd expected more after playing that.
Yeah. Again, not quite getting the run of the ball, but you know, you make some of your own luck, as we discussed earlier.
Good recovery. Now then, where does he go from here? I mean, there's a red just above the black. That looks good, but Big Mac doesn't tend to break build conventionally, and there you go again. He's trying to bring reds into play, and that might be end of break.
Yeah, you can say that again. That red is going to run just far enough.
Just enough. The red to the left of the pink spot might be available here. So he might be okay. Yeah. There you go. So a little bit fortunate there, because he couldn't have known he was going to end up on that. But again, just not inch perfect on the blue. So he's constantly chasing the frame here. And we said this in frame 2, but hey, he pulled out one of the best 63 breaks that I've ever seen in frame 2 with the amount of pots he was pulling out. But he'll do well to keep this going much more than 40, I would suggest, at the moment.
Yeah, you'd be about right there, I think. But if you're going to play like he does, then you're relying on a lot of high tariff pots to keep him at the table.
33.
Yeah. He's got this red just above the pink spot. Normal players would stun over for the black or run through for the black into the left corner pocket, but I have a funny feeling he's going to try and cannon reds, and that's exactly what he does.
Oh, it's okay, but it's not really got an angle on anything.
That red's covered the black, so he's going to have to drop this blue in. And he's missed a couple of these.
Halborn will be counting his lucky stars, and I don't mean any offence to Big Mac, but I think he's had his bad day at the right time. Because if we'd got a stronger opponent, then Halborn, could have been under threat. But I just don't see it. I could be wrong, could be very much proven wrong, but I just don't see the way Big Mac's playing him staying at the table.
Again, it's a good pot, but he's not inch perfect on the red. But you just feel he's one or two shots away here, and if he does get prime position back, we may well be on for a decider, Toby. But this is a toughie.
We may, but I just don't fancy it. I really don't. Still 6 reds on here, so actually no, 7 reds. So still a long way to go. Only 32 the gap, 83 still at the table, so
good pot. And he's got the blue again.
40.
This is tricky.
Yeah, these ones are a little bit more tricky, but he's knocked in some good long blues so far, and I'm expecting to see this one be swallowed up by the pocket as well. And
let's see.
I feel he's going to have choice of reds.
He's playing it at a low pace. That's
it looks
a
a bit
sign.
thick. It looks a bit thick. It's not there. Well,
when you see a disaster happening before it happens, I just didn't see it. I really didn't see it. I just thought something was going to come to pass that stopped Big Mac in his tracks. And now Halborn will be rubbing his hands together. And if he takes this chance, which is a fairly good one, again, Big Mac's got a decent lead, but one that if Halborn stays with the cue ball on a string, then it's a lead that can be swallowed up very quickly, and then he can look at a view of winning this match in this visit.
yeah, absolutely. Halborn will be delighted to be back at the table. Big Mac will be kicking himself. I have a feeling if that blue had dropped, I think we would have been in a decider. I think he was just about getting the cue ball where he wanted it, but it wasn't to be.
It's a shot before that, wasn't it, that thwarted him, really, to be at that angle on the blue.
Well, I think that's a bit generous, Toby. I think it was his previous 10 shots that led up to that moment. We constantly said he was chasing the cue ball, just trying to be a bit too ambitious, I think, with cannons.
Yeah.
And Big Mac's had a big opportunity today to cause the shock of the competition so far, and it hasn't come to fruition. But John Higgins will be keeping his grin if he clears these up.
Wouldn't be smiling too much yet, though. There's still a bit of work to do. Although I think he'll do it. There is still a little bit of work to do, but as long as you don't put the cue ball in here, this is one of the easiest pots he's going to get.
Yeah, it's always difficult to control the cue ball when the ball's just trapped in the jaws there, and you can see he's going for the deep screw here. He can't really know where this is going to end up, but here we go. Hold on to your hats. Wow, if he'd hit that a bit harder.
It's okay.
Yeah,
But more to the point,
a bit harder.
where's the pot?
Well, it's a good question. It really is. I mean, he has got a possible red into the right corner, and he's straight down looking at it. No, back to this red now. Possibly the cross double. No, back to the original red.
I think the one
Or
thing he
just the
can't do
safety.
here is play safe, in my opinion. I think he just has to go full throttle for this.
Yeah. You know, I suppose going through his mind is 19 points behind. If he does make a big mistake, it's almost guaranteeing a decider. But
It is, but has he
think
got
he's
the angle on
playing-
that one that's further towards the black cushion to maybe play somewhat of a shot to nothing there? I don't know if he's got the
no,
angle.
I don't think that passes the black. It doesn't pass the black. So yeah, I'm not sure what he's thinking of here. I think he's trying to get the cue ball behind the green and brown. He is playing safe, which is risky, but if he gets it right, you know, it puts a lot of pressure on Big Mac. Well, here we go. Yeah,
Seems
just
a bit pacey, this.
no, it's pretty good. He's covered that red, and that's what he needed to do.
John Higgins.
Yeah, it's worked out well in the end, actually. Just the way it came flying past those two colours, I thought, oh, this has got a bit of pace to it.
Yeah, I see what you mean about that red. Just think it's a little bit too close to the cushion to realistically have a go at that, but
Big shot here. This could be his last one if he plays this wrong.
yeah.
Although he's still ahead, and that's crucial.
No, that's gone wrong. Halborn will take this on, I think. I think he'll take this one to the left corner. Yeah, straight away. No hesitation looking at this long pot. He's just got to be a bit careful here. If he flicks off the other red, if he hits it too hard, it might go in off into the opposite corner, but we'll keep an eye on it, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's not playing this too much pace, so no worries there, I don't think. And the red's there.
Yeah, good pot.
1.
So it's time for the blue. Does he try and get that one that's close to bulk out the way?
He might do. I think he'll...
Funny old angle.
I mean,
won't he?
he'd be fairly confident of potting it from anywhere, so I think he'll screw back, try and get on the red to the left of the black if possible,
Let's see.
because that's the most awkward one.
Shot.
So he's screwed back. He's got choice of reds. He can play the one that you mentioned, or he can play the one on the top
He'll
cushion.
be playing the one on the top cushion, no doubt. Not going to be the highest scoring frame in the world, but we'll see. We'll see what Halborn can do.
Indeed.
Yeah, black does go here, so
Just about. He was a little bit lucky there, but yeah. You can't pop the red yet, Halborn.
it's the white ball and then the black ball you want with a big long stick.
Yeah, he's just thinking about how best to go about this. He's playing for the red you mentioned before, I think, Toby, because he won't be on this red, and well, he's left himself a tricky one here.
This is very tricky.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that, Will Halborn. I think it might have been worth trying to get onto that red the previous shot.
Yeah.
He's putting all his eggs into one basket now, but I'd expect him to pot this.
Doesn't look too bad,
He's-
that angle.
He's at full concentration now.
Not too
Halborn.
much pace, and it's dropped.
Yeah, good pot. Good pot. And now he can just drop the pink in and leave that red to
That's
the
right.
corner pocket.
He checked that earlier. That does go. So this pink will put him ahead. That's going to be crucial. Then the next red, possibly the black. And all of a sudden he's got an advance to 10 with just the colours left.
Yep.
So rolls in the pink
good
just about. Oh goodness me, that was tight.
Well, he would have preferred to be a bit straighter on this, but it should be okay. I wouldn't expect him to miss it, but a little bit trickier than he would have liked. But right in the heart of the pocket once again. And he's a little bit in between the black and the pink here, but he might just roll the blue in, I think, for security.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Makes the yellow a lot easier to play for as well.
Yeah. So this will put him 8 points in front, so he's going to need yellow, green, brown and blue for a place in the semi-finals.
Sounded a bit Chas and Dave
Play
right there.
Sam Miller's 88.
27.
Now obviously the yellow will come off the table here after he pots it, so I'm not going to worry about Snooker himself. Maybe come down a little bit more than we've liked.
29.
Bit of a pressure one. Again, as we've said earlier, one you'd expect him to pot, but still needs it all the same. So we'll need green, brown and blue to book his place in the last 4.
Which is, of course, where he got to last year, I believe, and before he was knocked out by Rainy Lamb.
32.
3-2. And it was, he was clearing up and missed the easiest of yellows.
So just rolling this brown in. And just the blue needed to get through to the next round.
36.
Here it comes then.
I'd be shocked if this didn't go in. But we've seen everything. Plays it at the right pace. Got the right line. And it's there.
Well, very well played at Halborn in the end. He's had a professional job, I would say, today. Not at his best, but he's managed to make it through. And I think, the fact he's going to have 2 half centuries and that century break in this match flatters him a little bit. But Big Mac, a missed opportunity, but I'm sure he'll be back next year. He'll be disappointed not to clinch that in the end. But Halborn13, one of the favourites for the competition, is through. He misses the black, but he doesn't care about that. He's through. He's beaten BigMac0981 by 3 frames to 1 and gets the Wizard of Wishaw through the one table setup once again. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, Toby. Any final thoughts on that match?
Halborn wasn't at his best, that's completely right, but it's the old saying that you can only beat who you're up against, and to be truthful, Big Mac played a lot of questionable shots in that, and you could say that Halborn's got away with one. You could also say that Halborn deserves that in terms of beating his opponent. That's the only thing he could have done today, so I think he'll improve knowing that he got away with one maybe today, and the semi-final should be a fascinating encounter.
Yeah, it should be an absolute cracker, so make sure you stick around on the channel and look out for Halborn versus Sam later this week. I'm sure it will be probably the match of the tournament, and maybe, who knows, whoever wins that match could be lifting the trophy next weekend. But that's where we'll leave it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week for the semi-finals. Goodbye.